are rolling.
Rolling.
Yes.
Rolling.
Yeah, always rolling.
So did you check out the drinking game that they came up with yesterday?
No. Yeah, tell me about that.
Ooh, there's a drinking game that they came up with, like, the crew, like, last minute towards the end, where it was like, if they say rolling, take a shot.
Oh, yeah.
And they say, you'll have to ask them.
Yeah, see what they say.
Yeah.
Oh, they got a big running list of things. Yeah, okay.
I'll have to find it.
Oh, yeah, I'll have to find out about that. Well, can you start with your name and your character's name in the film?
Yeah, my name's Michael P. Russell, and I play the character Smokey Joe.
Okay.
In Eyes Upon Waking.
Excellent. Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about Smokey Joe?
Yeah, Smokey Joe. He tried to light himself on fire in his sister's garage. Mm-hmm. So he's living with his sister and his brother-in-law, and I think he's a little bit down on his luck at the moment in his life. He doesn't have a job. It's kind of like things are like not looking too bright for him, and he douses the garage with gasoline and lights a match and tries to burn himself alive, but he only gets so far, And then he's in, the suicide prevention center.
Running into the other characters in the film. All right. Can you tell me a little bit about Smokey Joe's relationship with Taryn in the film, like how they interact?
Yeah. Smokey Joe himself, like the character, definitely during the beginning and for most of the script, I think he internalizes his art, and he also is like such a perfectionist with his drawing or whatever it is he's doing. He's kind of a quiet person, so I would consider him to be much more of an introvert, someone who kind of like only speaks when spoken to sometimes, but not necessarily even that. He's way more of a quiet guy. But there's, which I'm pretty excited about, there's scenes in the movie where he kind of, he does break out of that a little bit. A little bit. Okay. And so you see a little bit of a different side of the character. Okay. But for the most part, he's a quiet guy, to himself,
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah.
How did you first hear about Eyes Upon Waking? How you got involved with the project?
I first heard about the project actually shortly after I met Jen. Mm-hmm. I think it was about maybe like a year after me and Jen had just been like talking, and once we got to know each other a little bit more, I'd shared some of like my personal journey and like, some things I'd been through like personally in my life, and she had brought up like, oh my gosh, like I'm putting together this film called Eyes Upon Waking that has to do with suicide awareness, depression and everything, and we just started really connecting on that, talking about that, and initially she had just reached out and been like, hey, can you write a song? Do you think you read the script and write a song for the movie? Like, that would be great. Yeah. So I did. I read the script and everything, and I came up with a song for the movie, and I wrote it, and it was called Pepper Grain, and I sent her an email with it back and being like, hey, love the script, this is the song I wrote, and she got back to me like almost right away and was like, this is awesome. I love this. I love the lyrics. I love the feel of the song, and she wanted to use it. Mm-hmm. So I think that was roughly only a couple years since our friendship started, and she wanted to use. Actually, she used Pepper Grain for the trailer.
Okay, I was gonna ask,
Yeah,
when was the
like
where
it
was
was
the
like
song
one of the
featured?
first trailers,
Oh,
or
awesome.
like or whatever you call it, the promo,
Mm-hmm.
or like the teasers that she was like shopping it around
Mm-hmm.
and like kind of telling people about,
Yeah.
you know.
Awesome.
So yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah,
That was
absolutely.
super cool. And actually, I didn't have like a part in it really. It was just like she just had told me about it and told me to dabble in the music side of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I came out here to do a music promotional, like a promotional event for Eyes Upon Waking, and performed at it. And it was a good time. Got to meet some people from Tucson. Got to meet some people that the cast and crew that were part of the production back then.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when me and Jen talked even further about the film, and she was like, "Hey, would you be interested in also doing a role?"
Oh yeah.
And that was like, "Yeah, absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
that would be great," you know.
Yeah.
So it wasn't for sure, and it wasn't confirmed, but um, uh, eventually I was fortunate to get the role of Smokey Joe.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Now, given the subject matter of the film, is there any word of advice or inspiration you could give to anyone watching it?
Yeah, it's I know, you know, it's a challenging subject for people to talk about, and it's even the subject matter of the film is something that kind of gets overshadowed by a lot of other things, and a lot of people are uncomfortable with the process of talking about, you know, depression and suicide awareness and all of that. So I think just this film being made, and if we could get it out there, that step alone I think is huge. And if we could get people talking about it, you know, just without us without a closed mind, you know, just like I think it would, that's really would be like awesome, you know, just to kind of be able to open that conversation without it being so heavy. A lot of the times I think, like, you know, in real life, it's hard to bring up those real moments with even people you're closest with, you know, family and close friends. But something like the context of it being like a film, you know, that's why film is so amazing and so incredible, is like you bring something that is real life, but into a context where people can visualize it and see it as like, you know, film, like a movie, like an experience. And I think it lightens the subject up a little bit with it being, you know, becoming a film. And I think it opens that conversation, makes it easier, you know, to people talk about, you know, depression and suicide, and even the people that are suffering with that, with depression and suicide or drug addiction and all that, opens the conversation up. And that's why I think this film is important, and I think that's what this film will accomplish,
Yeah.
you know, with it being released. So,
Excellent. I guess that's all I have in terms of questions. I don't know if there's anything you want to leave, like some kind of closing statement. You know, anything you want to just end off with. If not, you know.
Closing statement, man, didn't come prepared for that, but just, I honestly think, you know, just be honest, you know, for the people out there who get to watch this movie, and the people out there that are struggling with addiction, depression, or, you know, anything. Reach out to a friend, reach out to a family member. Even if you're a little afraid, just pick up the fucking phone and call someone, you know, and let someone know, let anyone know, because you don't have to be in it alone. Don't. And that's why this film's awesome, because we shouldn't be in it alone, you know, when it comes to those subjects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well,
That's it.
thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah,
That's
appreciate
awesome.
it. All right.